Summer might be the most important time for you to invest in yourself. Hey, I'm Adam Glendi with the Pursuit Counseling. So, right now we're entering summer. We just had Memorial Day. We enjoyed the cookouts. We took time to reflect and honor on the men and women that have served our country. And we enter this new season of summer. The days are getting longer. The kids' schedules are becoming, in a lot of ways, much more relaxed, but in a lot of ways, a lot more hectic, especially if the kids are not at camps and you're still working. But right now, this season has a lot more bandwidth at work. If you're the boss, or if you're a manager, or if you're one of the employees, a lot of our time and projects and deadlines become a lot more relaxed because key players are going to be out at certain times, and it's going to be really hard to enforce tight deadlines, especially while people are enjoying much needed time off with their families. There's a lot of emotional fatigue that happen when the schedules are extremely full, and during the summer, that emotional fatigue, we get a chance to restore that, and this is where we have a lot more energy to be able to do some deeper work. The evenings get a lot quieter and the days get longer. I know here on the East Coast, it gets dark around 9:30 every night. And so even after work, it feels like there's still half a day where a lot of things can happen, whether it's exercise, time with family, spending time with friends, and still having daylight. Personally, I love this time of year, and there's a lot of space for us to breathe again. And in that space where we have time to breathe, this is where we can truly begin to do the deeper work that we might not have capacity for when our schedules are really full and when they're really dense. Personally, I like to use the word full instead of busy. When my schedule is busy, I feel out of control. I feel like the things are controlling me instead of me controlling the things. But when my schedule is full, this is when I feel like I have control. So I do want to challenge you to use the word full instead of busy. My calendar is always full, but I don't like to feel busy. Many people think about therapy as crisis management, but in reality, therapy isn't about crisis management at all. In fact, we handle crises very different than we do doing deep clinical work. When we're doing crisis management, we're working on safety. We're working on making sure that the person is safe for themselves, or that we are safe with other people. In crisis management, where we are more directive instead of curious, this is where we're doing a lot of assessments and establishing a lot of protocols and things that you must be doing in order to be safe. But doing deep work, doing curiosity work, this is actually where the magic happens. This is where we get a chance to work through the things that have been getting in our way for a very long time, the unhealthy relationships that we've been working through. And this is where therapy truly is meant for those times in the summer when we have more bandwidth because we have more capacity to be curious. If you're curious about why you find yourself repeating the processes that your parents did with you, yeah, I love hearing you're just like your father or you're just like your mother. And whenever someone says that, we want our response to be, wow, thank you. That's amazing. But if you don't feel that way when your spouse says, wow, you're just like your father or you're just like your mother, then that's where we need to do some work because we don't want to be perpetuating to the next generation the things that we don't feel healthy about, the things we don't feel safe about, the things that cause us to have that ick feeling, or as the kids are saying, that cringe feeling. We don't want to feel that way. We don't want to be doing the things that might cause other people to feel that way about us. As business leaders, we really want to make sure that we spend this time honing ourselves so that we can hone our teams and that we're learning about ourselves and our leadership in a way that we can challenge our team in healthier ways. I was having a conversation with a business leader a few weeks ago about how they know exactly what they want to say and what they need to say and the shifts that they want to make in their organization. We spent a few sessions talking about how we want their team members to feel as they're making some organizational changes, as they're making some shifts within the way that they're running their organizations so they can better serve the team members as they serve their clients. And so when we're facing deadline after deadline and feeling all the pressure, we don't really get the opportunity to be curious about ourselves. So, if you're that business leader, use this time in the summer to be curious about yourself, be curious about your leadership, be curious about how what you do at work influences your family, influences how you show up with your spouse, with your loved ones, with your kids, with your neighbors, and with the people that you do life with outside of work. Because you are a complete person. And you're not just the person that you try to be at work, but we truly want to build congruency with the person that you are at home and the person that you are at work. And because if we're congruent, that means that we're going to not feel like we're flipping switches while I'm turning on work Adam here, or I'm turning on family Adam here. That takes a lot of work to say, "Oh, okay, who am I in this space?" We don't want you to be changing who you are. We want you to be able to show up in both spaces at work and at home congruently. This is truly where the magic happens when you feel congruent. And the summer is the perfect time to be doing that work. So we are entering summer. We are slowing down. So take the time to invest in yourself this summer so that you can be your best self going into the fall. We can get rid of all the bad habits and we can be purposeful about our pursuit as we enter this next season. I'm Adam with the Pursuit. We look forward to the next one.